It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my channel on this Wednesday. This is Infinite Talk with John Talks. Hi, John. Hi, everybody.
Howdy.
Hi.
How's the audio? Does
You're
it suck?
good.
Okay,
You're good. Your video's good. Your audio's good.
All right, cool.
You're late, but we also have two very, very, very lovely girls here. Kelly is here. Jedi Bunny. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, guys. It's good to be here.
Hi. It's really good to see you. It's been a minute.
It's been a long time. I don't do much these days in the YouTube world, so I'm very excited to be hanging with you guys.
Oh, I'm so glad that you were able to make it. And we also have someone who is in the YouTube world. She's
very much so.
Yeah, she's in the YouTube world a lot. She's awesome. She's the best, actually, and was at San Diego Comic-Con, which I want to talk to you a little bit about because you just went there. Hi, Anna. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. This is my third stream today, so I'm
I know.
but I will try to keep my energy up on your guys' level.
Oh my God. I just can't believe that you even said yes. I was like, the second she said yes, I was like, oh my God,
I forgot that I had other streams scheduled very close together. That would be my own.
Oh, but you still made it.
Oh, hey, look at what I got today. I was at Target and I shouldn't have been in this section, but they have all the back to school stuff and they have freaking Star Wars highlighters.
Oh my God.
I want those.
Cool.
Not only that, they have Star Wars scissors. So
They're just scissors, Anna.
They can't sell the toys.
Those look like Sithers, not scissors.
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 Good one. Good one.
That's a good
I
one.
know. I was like, oh, you can never, have enough scissors.
That's true. But I like the fact that like the other part is red. Does it actually say Sithers on it? Because
No.
It should.
They need to hire Kelly.
Yeah, they do.
It was in the kids section and the back to school stuff, but it says adult scissors and it says join the dark side with Darth Vader.
They missed an opportunity, man.
Scissors. That is a missed opportunity.
Those are cool, though.
Nerds that are making these, but then all of these ones have like little quotes on them.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's see. Can we pick up some of the quotes? Yeah.
I see dear on C-3PO. Oh dear,
something wild.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And they were super cheap. So I was like, I'm getting them.
Nice. I love that. Well, you also went to San Diego Comic-Con. So I saw you met Sam Jones. How was that?
Yes, I met him in person and he was freakishly tall. I wasn't expecting that, but
how did it go?
It was fine. He was very nice. I wanted to say hi to him every day, but he actually was super busy, I think, because there weren't any other actors there. So he had a long line each day.
Okay, that's cool. Was there anything that stood out to you? What was the biggest thing that stood out to you at San Diego Comic-Con?
There wasn't just hordes of people lining up everywhere. When you usually go to San Diego Comic-Con, there's just entire sections where it's you need to go through that one door, but it's behind this giant line of people. So you have to walk all the way around and go through a different entrance just to get to the area that you need to. And because there weren't all those lines of people waiting for panels, it was so much better.
Oh, that's great. That sounds pretty good. Did you buy anything there?
I did. On the last day I went shopping.
What'd you get?
Too much money. I got a couple omnibuses, a big what did I just turn on? Layout book for Conan the Barbarian. I got some stickers and then some prints.
Ooh, that sounds cool. That's awesome. Kelly, what have you been up to?
I've been up to life in the teaching world. I'm still teaching. I'm doing tutoring, and so that's super fun. But I make videos once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, the last time I saw you, you went live, and I had missed it, and I was like, no, why? I was so upset.
I missed my annual stream, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, no, I think we were doing Infinite Talk actually, and then I got the notification for it later, and I was like, what? She was live, and I missed it. So I'm really glad that you're here. I was just telling Kelly John that I'm so glad that you took the lead on this one for once. So thank you.
I like how you added for once. Really Really just, yeah. Well, it is on your channel, Nina. But anyways, I do want to say, Kelly, it's great to see you again. I know it's been a while, so yeah, looking forward to catching up and talking. Well, we got a plethora of topics, and it's also good to see Anna as well.
As long as we don't talk about RRR again.
Oh my God, that's
We
actually
don't
my
have to talk
question
about
to
that.
you.
No,
No,
I
we
still gotta
do.
see the movie. I gotta see the movie.
No, what we do, because the question here, and she's the one that brought it up, so this is all your own fault. So the question here that I really want to know is, what was worse, RRR or Barbie?
Oh,
Because they
Be a
both had
stumper.
musical numbers.
RRR was longer than Barbie, but I think I actually was able to laugh. This is a hard one. They're both terrible. I think I was more angry watching Barbie because I love Barbies,
You're
so
connected to it.
it was painful to watch. But RRR was just, it was so bad. I don't know. Let me contemplate that for a while, and maybe I'll come to a conclusion at the end of the stream.
Okay.
That one.
All right. That sounds fair. You noodle on that. And you have noodles too. So you noodle on it. 200 Watt Studios for $2 says Trek scissors for scissoring with Gates McFadden. Damn it, 200 Watt Studios.
Ignore that's a Russell Hall reference.
I know. Like, this is why I think they're the same person, because they also talk the same. Also, I had a really early member message from Tomby. Thank you so much for the member message. It says Tomby was here in his British way. Tomby was here. Yeah. Tomby was here. Thank you. Thank you very much for being here and smashing the like and sharing the stream and all that good stuff. And also, we are simulcasting on Rumble. So hi, Rumble. Hello. Hope you're doing good. I actually have some really good news about Rumble, which was really cool to see. My Infinite Hope from last week got 195K views on Rumble.
That's
and
crazy.
Like,
Whoa,
Congrats on that. Yeah.
Right?
That's amazing.
I've been doing that show for like 3 years on YouTube, and I haven't even come close to like 10K. And now like Rumble's 195K. I was like, what? This is crazy.
That's so cool.
You need to teach me how to like simulcast on Rumble, because I don't know how.
I do. I've been meaning to. Okay, we need to set up a chat because it's so easy. I'll go over it with you. You'll be like, okay, got it. It's very easy. I'll teach you. Okay, let's get into some of these topics. I know the women on the panel, well, not me included, because I'm a woman, but I'm not the guest. They're not really into politics. So we're going to talk about politics a very, very small bit, because I want the guests to feel comfortable, and we're going to talk about Barbie and stuff. But John, man, things have happened. Things have happened in the last couple of days that we need to talk about, namely Hunter freaking Biden's plea deal. What a freaking ride. I just want to share this headline first. So before the plea deal fell through, this is what I saw. And it says, exclusive, Hunter Biden's lawyers claim fake phone call attempt to remove papers from court docket was unfortunate and unintentional miscommunication after judge threatened to sanction them on eve of plea deal hearing. So Hunter Biden's legal team is accused of lying to the clerk in the criminal case, and the allegedly dirty trick was employed to remove testimony from the IRS whistleblowers from the court docket. Delaware Judge Marilyn Norica, I think, ordered Hunter's attorneys to explain themselves by 9 p.m. today or be sanctioned. So that's one of the things that happened. Did you hear about this, John?
I saw a little bit about it. Yeah, nothing. I'm gonna wait for it to develop a little bit more. But
yeah, I mean,
before I do a video.
This is definitely before you do a video. This is definitely a developing story. It's not over yet, but it was definitely interesting to see that, because they were up to dirty tricks. This is politics, and we're talking about the president's son. So I mean, I was kind of surprised about the plea deal falling through. The article goes on to say that Hunter Biden's lawyers have responded to allegations that they conspired to lie to a court clerk in the first son's criminal case in Delaware by saying that the incident was simply an unfortunate misunderstanding. Delaware Judge Marilyn Norica had ordered the first son's attorneys to explain themselves by 9 p.m. Tuesday or be sanctioned. I wonder what happens when they're sanctioned. Just before the deadline, Hunter's Latham and walk-in lawyer Matthew Salerno filed a response claiming that the incident was down to an unfortunate and unintentional miscommunication. I think this is just bullshit, personally. What are your thoughts, John?
I have thoughts. I have thoughts, actually, real quick.
Please, Kelly, go ahead.
Nina, you're an excellent reader.
I am. I'm a terrible reader. I don't know what you're talking about, Kelly.
Is it extremely non-political?
That's my take. I'm impressed with your reading. I usually stumble over my words when I'm reading out loud. I'm good at reading silently to myself, but I was very impressed. That was beautifully read, Nina.
That is like that you made me so happy, because I'm always like, I feel like I've dyslexia, and I've learned that I'm dyslexic through reading articles on YouTube. I'm like, why can't I read properly? Because when I read out loud in person to like my husband or something, I don't stumble at all. And he's always like, why do you stumble so much on YouTube? I'm like, I don't know.
I didn't hear you stumble. I was impressed. I think you should start telling yourself you're a good reader, because I think you are. So.
Oh, thank you, Kelly. Kelly made my night right now, man. The people in the chat that follow me are probably like, she's so wrong. Yet, see, you think the spike of madness? No.
Well, this is my interpretation of my limited scope of hearing you read, but so far so good for me.
Thank you, John. What do you think of the lawyers?
Well, we'll keep it. I'll just keep my overall thoughts simple on this, so we can move on to the most important topic of the night, which is Barbie, which I know everybody wants to talk about. We all know Hunter Biden. We know the Bidens are pretty corrupt. Nothing is going to shock or surprise me what comes out, but I think after all is said and done, nothing is going to happen. He'll get a slap on the wrist, and that'll be that.
You think even after the plea deal thing is even come through like this, when this thing is over?
His dad's the president. He's I hate to say it, he's protected. You know, I think he's got that money privilege. He's got that political privilege. He's got a lot of privilege in his favor. So,
but don't forget he's white. God, come on.
Well, do I have to even say that, Nina?
Yes,
we already know.
He's a white man. I mean, this is what Barbie was all about, the male privilege.
Yeah. So that's my basic thoughts on it.
But okay,
we'll see what happens.
Were you not even a little bit surprised though that this plea deal even fell through? Because I was because of all the stuff you just said, I figured, he's just gonna get a slap on the wrist now.
Yeah, well, they still got to go through the process, and we'll see what comes of it all. I don't know, you know.
So you think they're just playing the game?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I'd be shocked and surprised if anything happens to this guy.
I would be as
he's gotten away with that laptop. He's got away with so much already. I mean, it's incriminating. The photos on that laptop. It's just a
tad.
It's all there. It's all there in photos. So
it's so weird, because I was looking through I was looking through this article, which we're gonna get to later on in the show, when we probably are gonna at some point just switch over to Rumble so we can actually talk like adults. And I'm gonna go through a couple of the crazy videos from New York Post, and you can always see, like, no matter what article you're looking up, there's always a little thumbnail of Hunter Biden naked in some sort of fashion on the New York Post. Like, there's always something there. And I'm like, this dude has his entire penis, his ass, everything. Like, everything is out there for everyone to see. And somehow nothing has happened to this guy. How the frig? This is why politics are so corrupt. It's so corrupt. Matt G for $2 says Anna doesn't do politics. She's never even heard of Biden. I know she does do politics, Maggie. See, you're mistaken.
Hey, Anna knows who the vice president is. Like that's important.
Anna does do politics. She just does sci-fi politics. Like if I spoke to her and I talked to her about the Republic and, all this stuff, she understands. She will understand Star Wars politics. She just doesn't speak Earth politics.
From somebody who's been covering this stuff literally every day this year. I have not taken a day off this year. You're better off. Like, just don't even bother. Don't. And I do a YouTube channel dealing with politics. Thankfully, I'm not wasting too many people's time because my videos are like less than a minute. But if you can just, go out there and vote. That's the most important thing. That's the one thing you've got control over.
I thought, like, apparently I have the most base take on politics from what I said on the whatever podcast. I got a lot of people saying, yay, Anna, for that.
That was hilarious. I laughed so hard. What she said was she asks her not fiance, I was gonna say boyfriend, her fiance who to vote for, and she votes for whoever reaches.
What I do, I might or might not just copy his answers, or I might or might not just hand him my thing and assign it at the end. But no, so somebody sent like a super chat that's like, how many pets do you have? What's your weirdest fetish or turn on? And then what's your political opinion? And the guy was like, oh, let's only ask one of these questions. Everyone tell the politics. I'm like, this is the boringest question. Why didn't you ask like everyone what your fetish was? That would have been funny.
I know. The second he said that, I was like, why didn't you go with the fetish? And I was like, Anna's going to hate this question. Like, there's no politics for Anna.
Well,
like, what
I don't talk about politics. I'm not educated enough on them to have an opinion. And the girl's like, do you not vote? And I was like, no, I let my partner.
That shit was so mental. So I was like, calm down. And then she was like, all like, did you vote for Newsom? And you were like, fuck no. And she was like, okay, fine. You're okay then. I thought she was going to attack you.
The funny thing is, I said in the most recent one, I read all the policies and I voted based on what they were. And she's like, did you vote for Newsom? I'm like, that wasn't in the most recent poll.
Like, she was nuts.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Chris, thank you. Chris Cran for the $2 says, oh my God, a rare live stream with John. Hey, they're not that rare. Happens once a month. So it's,
like the menstrual cycle.
That's exactly what everybody thought of, Nina. Yeah.
Hey, only you guys thought of. I did not think about that until you said that, Kelly. Braz Monkey just gifted 5 memberships to the chat. Thank you so much, Braz Monkey. And Chris also left a member message that said, that wasn't Critic, Chris. It was Critic 19. Says the best thing that will come out of this will be the fact that the mainstream media is going to have to cover it. Hail to the chat. I think he's talking about Hunter and also maybe the aliens thing, which we're going to talk about as well. 201 Studios, thank you for the $5. Says, ladies, don't worry about politics. Just vote for who your man says to vote for. There you go. There you go.
People thought
I don't
that
even
was a
know.
base answer of me. But
I thought it was too. I was actually really proud of you. I was like, oh my God, she did good. I was proud of your answer. But John, did you see this other thing? This I thought was probably good for your video. I didn't check your channel today, so I don't know what videos you've made, but I'm pretty sure you probably made a video about this because this was everywhere. Mitch McConnell froze and appeared unwell at the presser. Dude, this guy's batteries just ran out.
I saw this. This is sad.
Yeah.
Is it sad?
I think it's sad for any human to go through that, but then them trying to like make up for it was creepy.
Well, somebody said he was having a seizure.
I thought he was having a stroke. I'm like, did he have a stroke?
That's what I would think, a stroke. Yeah, before seizure, but I'm not a medical expert, YouTube, by the way.
Yeah, nobody's a medical expert here. We're just like, I mean, I was just kind of like, dude, I mean, this is sad. Kelly, you're right in a sense that I just feel like you guys in America and in Canada to some extent, Like there needs to be a term limit for age.
Yes.
Yeah, with
What
cognitive
is with
decline
this?
too, because some people are sharper than others, but this guy, he's 81, right? Like
Something like that. Yeah.
there's something off here. It's not
It's not
just
just that. It's also like for senators and like House representatives too. Like if the president can only do it for 8 years max, I think the same should be for everyone else.
Yes.
And yes,
Agreed.
there's a minimum age requirement. There all should be an age limit as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Age limit is what I meant. I said term limits, but I meant more like age limit. Like maybe like 70 or maybe like 72 should be a fucking cutoff.
You have to be 45 or what, 40 or 45 to be president. So I think the max should be 65.
Okay, there you go. 65. I mean,
kind of retirement age. Retirement age was 62, 67.
Once you're out, once you're getting up there into 70s, like you're an elder. You should not.
Everything's going downhill to some degree. I mean, it might be going slowly, but it's like you're definitely outside your prime in a lot of ways.
Well, how are you supposed to connect? You could be a 35. They lowered it. I thought you had to be in your 40s to be president. Well, whatever. They lowered it. I think there's definitely should be an age limit because once you're older, like your brain's just not the same.
Over on Rumble, this Decepticon Forever says if you have to retire from the military at 64, then you have to retire from politics too. Look, I mean, I think that's a really good point. I mean, if you're leaving the military at 64, you're done. Like, just go home. Leave it to the younger people to take over, okay? Because this just doesn't look good. Like, he just looks like his battery ran out, and I mean, America's enemies are probably laughing at this. Biden looks like his battery's running out every day. I swear, every day I see like an article about him falling down.
Do things. You can still give your opinion on things. You can still be an advisor. Sure. You just can't have that
the power.
Position.
Yeah,
the power.
You know, I think you're too old at that point. And at some point, I'm like, it's this elder abuse, man.
Yes,
Let people enjoy their life.
It really does feel like elder abuse, especially when it comes to Biden, because I mean, I really blame Jill Biden for a lot of the stuff that's going on with Joe, because I'm like, dude, you're his wife. Like, why are you letting this dude go on? Like, I would feel bad if my husband was being presented like this and like him falling around, and it's just all bad. It's like, and you're a doctor. Like, Jill Biden is a doctor. She should give this guy, just put him out to pasture, man. It's over. It's over. Anna knows that. She's a farm girl. You know what that means.
Is that like an old Yeller sort of deal? Take him on back and
no,
it's a horse. Like you free the horse, you put them out to pasture, and they go and live their life. And
they're no longer a racehorse, no longer a workhorse.
Yeah, they just live their life, and they just
got to
wander
eat,
around,
wander.
Exactly. They just wander the White House lawn for the foreseeable future. 201 Studios for $5 says they refuse to give up power. Look at Frankenstein. I thought it said Frankenstein.
Well, that's the thing with like Nancy, right? Like that woman should not be doing what she's doing.
Oh my God, I'm so proud of you, Anna. You know Nancy Pelosi.
Anna knows politics. I know. Nancy is from California.
Anna's dropping names, man. I'm so proud of you right now. That's amazing. Feinstein, McConnell, and Biden. Yeah, you're right. 200 Watt Studios. I was going to call you Russell Hall for a second. Okay, so I'm having a problem because I was going to call 200 Watt Studios Russell Hall, and there's no way that I'm going to start calling Twitter X. Like, it's just not going to happen. So
you will.
I wanted to get your input, you guys, on this whole thing about Elon Musk creating X. Anna, do you like the logo? As an artist, I feel like you should have some input on this.
It's so basic and boring. Like I don't understand what the point of it was. I don't get it. I don't like the X. It's not well designed at all. It's very hipster, and I don't get it. Like, does Elon Musk, is one of his kids in graphic design in college right now? Like,
no, but I know his kid's name is X. He's just fucking obsessed with X. I don't know.
X marks the spot.
Oh, well, so Elon Musk is like totally pussy whipped by all the women that he bangs. So he must have done it for a girl.
It's very possible.
I bet you he's trying to get back with Grimes, and he's like, I'm going to rename Twitter to our kid's name.
To show you, to display my affection for you.
I think so. You know what? Because he pissed her off, because they split. He got the chick from his brain thing pregnant with twins. She's pissed. So he's trying to get her back. Oh, I just solved it. That's why.
That's probably, you're
it's all for a girl. He's pussy whipped.
Well, I know, like,
she drew the logo and everything. No, actually, I heard that it was somebody sent him the I guess it was just some random user or something. But it turns out it's a font from Adobe.
Yeah, like it's a font.
It's just an X.
No, it's from Microsoft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's well, it's funny though, because first of all, he put out the X thing, right? And then there's all these people that came up with like way better logo designs than what he ended up going with. So, and then it ended up being like the Microsoft thing. I just think, like, I mean, it's just the weirdest thing for me is the fact that, like, as a marketing standpoint, I just don't see how changing something that has such a global name like Twitter, like who here on this panel still calls Facebook Meta? Like, do you guys call Facebook Meta?
No one that calls it Meta.
Yeah,
I don't know anybody that calls it Meta either, but changed,
it's still Facebook,
right?
Though. No, it's still Facebook. Like, Mark Zuckerberg didn't change. Like, if you go on Facebook, it's still called Facebook.
Yeah. So it's owned
unless there's
by
some
Meta.
Mandela effect shit going on, and I didn't. I'm not in.
Oh God! Now I have to go and check the Facebook.
No, I'm pretty sure it still says Facebook. So
yeah, it does say Facebook. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's owned by Meta. Then what the hell is Meta? I don't get Meta. I don't get it.
Well, that was Zuckerberg was trying to build a metaverse. That was so it's kind of all under the umbrella of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what it is. Is like Meta is just it's kind of the umbrella of like Facebook. Probably, well, Instagram's owned by Meta, but it's still called Instagram. So,
but it's the same thing with Elon. So apparently Elon wants to make X. I can't even bring myself to call this X, but okay. So he wanted to make Twitter the all-in-one app where you have Twitter, like, so you have socialization, you have banking on there, you have payment, you have credit card, and apparently you have like Bitcoin exchange or something like that. Like, so that he wants to do like
ambitious.
Not Bitcoin, but a digital currency in general, not just Bitcoin, like, obviously including Dogecoin and all the other ones too. So he wants to like an all-in-one thing where it's just like everything. Obviously the other stuff hasn't been rolled out yet. But I think it's just such a weird way to go about doing it, because right now, like, everyone knows Twitter as this massive entity on the planet. It's globally known, and then you're going to go and change it to X. And then not only change it to X, you're going to have the worst logo design ever, because look at this picture.
Okay, hold on a second. I mean, I'm going to say that, like, sure. Well, if you look at Apple, you look at Nike, those brands, the reason why we attribute so much, mental currency or I don't know if mental currency is really the word, but they're already successful brands. So it's like hindsight, that little swoosh, like that's why we think so much of it in terms of Nike.
Sure.
But I'm sure at the outset, it's like, yeah, it's an okay design. It's fine, but it doesn't. I don't think it's necessarily like, I don't think it's anything special, but you don't want your logo to be too extravagant. You want it to be memorable. You don't want it to be too intricate or, too fancy. You want it to be simple and basic, like Apple,
But the difference, John, is that Nike, there was nothing before that. So there's nothing to compare it to.
Yeah, that little blue bird. I mean, I'm not a Twitter user. I never have been, but I know that that little blue bird is Twitter. I like that X just looks like any X to me.
Sure.
But I
Right.
also think that Elon Musk likes leaving his mark on things, and the fact that his Twitter's his now, I think it's just his way of being like, it's mine now. This is mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
This
Yep.
is
And
mine.
yeah, I think it's as simple as that, like very narcissistic, kind of like, yeah, this is mine and I'm gonna put my X on it. But it's just like that. I think that exactly what you said, Kelly. The little bird is known to everybody. And like the idea behind Twitter, like the marketability factor of it, right? Like if you're tweeting, it's a tweet, like a tweet is a sound a bird makes. What are you gonna call X? Like he was like saying Xting, and I was like,
Well,
fuck
he's
is Xting?
he's expanding. Like
Ugh.
this is no longer it's no longer going to be Twitter. Like he is thinking way bigger than Twitter. And basically what he did with $44 billion was he bought all of the Twitter users, you know, in a sense. He bought this audience. And so it might seem like, because initially too, I'm thinking like, why do you buy Twitter? And then all of a sudden you're rebranding it like this. And what the hell is X? And I mean, I thought if he went, you know, you don't want to necessarily, you know, just completely, if you're doing a rebrand, you don't want to go to an extreme. You know, I thought he could have did, like it could have been called Twitter X, and you could take like that X, but it's like a simplified bird. You can kind of see how there's maybe wings there or something.
There was so many designs that were better than whatever the hell this guy got. There was ones that were like a bird still, like you had the Twitter thing in it. There was ones where they just have made way better X's than this. I don't know. It was just weird.
I was just thinking like if you want to get to X, you know, you might want to have one or two steps in between. But I mean, Elon's just that kind of guy where this could actually, it could work. Like he wants to do something completely different from Twitter. It sounds like he wants to do video. Like he wants to make this space something entirely different. And he basically just bought the audience and the people here to do that.
Yep, he did. And of course he has also SpaceX. So again, X is like part of the Elon brand and has been, and including his kid's name. So, I mean, I guess this was inevitable at some point. But this article was also really interesting to me because Elon Musk takes control of the @X account from a user who had held it for 16 years. Now, what the most interesting part about this is that he didn't pay the guy anything. So
he just like, delete his account.
He just took over the account, and then this guy who was Mr. Huang now goes by these digits. And apparently he didn't give him anything for it. But apparently there was talk that he's gonna give him some merch or something like that. And I was like, merch? Like,
gee, thanks, Gandhi.
Like, yeah, but I was like, okay, what kind of merch are we talking here? Because if Elon Musk told me like, hey, you can have like a, you know, top of the line Tesla as a thank you for giving me for whatever name, I'd be like, okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, here you go, no problem. But if he's gonna give him like a bunch of mugs, like it's like, I don't know, man, like a bunch of mugs and t-shirts with X on it, like no, like come on, Elon, open the wallet a little bit. He could have made a whole thing out of this. Like he could have just been like, you know, track the guy down, drove to his house with a Tesla, been like, here's your Tesla. Like he could have marketed it, made himself look good. I mean, isn't he like, you know, this is what megalomaniacs have to do. I think
Elon ain't got time for that. He ain't got time for that.
He's got time to tweet 24/7, man. He's got time for that. He's got a bad rep right now.
I don't know. It's funny. I don't necessarily see it that way. But then again, it's kind of the Trump, you know, like the Trump effect in the sense of like, you know, I don't necessarily think Elon is like the greatest guy in the world either. That's for sure. But
who does? I don't think it.
I didn't know I didn't know Elon had a bad rep.
Oh my God! Well,
I mean, he's definitely. You're saying from the left, right?
Oh yeah, from the left. Well, from the right too, but less from the right now than before. But I don't know. People just want to hate. Like everybody just wants to hate stuff. So I don't know. I think that people just hate him, just generally speaking. I know people like hate him because he's a millionaire. I mean, that's just like a a regular thing. That's just people hating millionaires for no reason. Southie 31 over on Rumble says Nancy Pelosi reminds me of Barty Crouch Jr. from Harry Potter Goblet of Fire. It's the tongue flick and the dentures. Ew.
No.
That's an image, man.
Can we pull up a picture? Who was this?
Yeah, let's do it. Barty Crouch Jr. Let me
my gosh.
let me pull it up.
I have it in my mind's eye.
Wait, that's a dude.
Yeah, that's a dude.
It's David Tennant. I didn't realize that. I was like, wait. I thought he was talking about. Oh my god.
There's a likeness.
I don't remember David. Oh, and yeah, he was in the Goblet of Fire. Never mind.
I don't remember that at all.
He's the one that he was drinking the Apologies potion to be Mad-Eye Moody. He's the son.
That third picture there, Nina. That's it right there. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I see it.
I see it too. Man, David Tennant. He's such a good actor. Freaking love that dude. Also, John, one last thing about politics. I went over this with the girls in the private chat before we went live. But Hillary Clinton tweeted this out today because it's been super hot. She says, hot enough for you? Thank a mega Republican, or better yet, vote them out of office, because the CAP action said MAGA Republicans are pouring fuel on the climate change fire. And there's these headlines like Phoenix hits record 19th. Like what? Why do MAGA Republicans cause climate change, John? Can you explain this to me?
Well, all right. I mean, obviously it's a pretty stupid tweet. Let me share this video to put things in context where we were in 1978.
Okay.
Just to see how far the fear mongering can go. All right, are we sharing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we have to think about moving someplace else.
Move where? The brutal buffalo winter might become common all over the United States.
I love the old school dudes.
Next
voice.
ice age is on its way. According to recent evidence, it could come sooner than anyone had expected. At weather stations in the far north, temperatures have been dropping for 30 years. Seacoasts, long free of summer ice, are now blocked year-round. According to some climatologists, within a
Wait, is that Leonard Nimoy?
living in the next ice.
Wow.
We have to think.
Yeah.
about
So 1978, they were, fear mongering about an ice age. So there you
That's
go.
funny.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the fear mongering.
And now everything's too hot. It's kind of like that Twilight episode. Did you guys ever see, what was it, Eternal, or what was it, Midnight Sun or something?
I don't remember the names. You have to tell me the
Twilight Zone?
Yeah.
Which one was that? I love that show.
Yeah,
the
me
one
too.
where, so she was an artist and all of her paintings were melting because they were moving closer to the sun. The sun somehow got moved off of its orbit.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was moving closer to the sun. There's a twist at the end, so I don't want to ruin it for anybody.
What's it called? Do you know what it's called? Try to find it.
I think
In Search of? People are saying In Search of.
Well, that's the documentary.
Oh.
The Twilight Zone episode is. I'll find it.
It's so
Okay.
rare that I find one I haven't seen. I've seen like so many of the Twilight Zone episodes, but I love finding ones I haven't seen yet.
Oh,
You might have seen it and you just forgot, or
I think I've
but
seen it and I
happens to
forgot
me
because I
too.
remember the paintings melting,
the
like
mi-
when you said
the
that.
Midnight Sun. The Midnight Sun.
Oh, the Midnight Sun.
Let me
Okay.
write that down.
Oh, that's the In Search of with Leonard Nimoy is what we were watching right now. Midnight Sun is Ace Hannon. I'm gonna write this down too. Is this the black and white Twilight Zone? Okay.
That's the only one for me.
Really? Because I didn't mind the
80s one, it was okay. It wasn't bad.
the
I
2000
haven't
one
seen
wasn't
enough
too
episodes.
bad.
The movie was okay. I mean, it was.
Movie freaked me out. The kid that sent everyone into the cornfield. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Creepy.
spooky thing about it because people actually died during the
Yeah.
filming of that, which is
That was
They
so
did?
sad.
I didn't
Oh,
know
yeah.
that.
yeah.
Children, a guy and 2 kids.
Oh
It
my
was a
god,
helicopter accident. Yeah.
that's crazy. Yes, Jedi Bunny's here.
Aw.
Aw.
Hi guys.
Anna, do you like Twilight Zone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's your favorite episode? Do you have one?
I know the one that like really fucked me up when I was a kid was the one where the guy is on the asteroid and he's like it's a prison, like so every prisoner is by themselves on the asteroid and they bring him the android
Yeah.
and he meets her but he loves her and then when they come back they're like, oh, like you're free. Oh, but the guy that brought in the android forgot about the android, so there's no space for her on the
Oh, I
thing.
don't
Yeah, there was like
remember
a
this
weight limit or
one.
something.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah, the
like,
ship.
no, he's like, we need, because he hates her, but he loves her.
Which one is this one? Do you remember the name?
I'm bad with names, but I liked that. That one fucked me up. Like I've never forgotten it because of that. And so, but I of course like the ones with like William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy in them. But that one messed me up. And then the one where the guy, where all he wants to do is read and like everybody
Yes, that's the one that freaked me out.
Time enough at last.
That
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
All he wants to do is obsessed with reading. Like he puts his entire life on hold to read, and his wife hates him. Everyone hates him. And then there's like an atomic bomb that goes off, and because he's in the vault of the bank, he survives. And he's like, I have all this time to read, and then he got really thick glasses, and he trips and his glasses break.
That's a
Oh
classic.
my gosh, that is like
classic.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh my,
so
it made me
good, but so scary.
frustrated.
Oh, that one
I remember
scares
the
me.
one. Yeah, I remember the one that I forget what exactly happened because it's been a long time since I've seen the Twilight Zone, but it was the one where it was like he went to this place and then it turns out it's hell in the end. Like he's like because he's dead and then he's like, oh, I guess I'm dead. Like so, is this heaven? And it's like
He was
it
the
ends up
monster.
yeah, the monster guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good episode. I was like, oh, this is really good. And of course, I like the William Shatner one on the plane.
There's something
Terror at
in the
20,000
Something
feet.
on the plane. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's fucking great. Speaking of
classic.
William Shatner, he's a super chat from G
Mm.
Jitsu. Thank you for the 5. Says William Shatner is 92 and firing on all cylinders, but I agree, term limits should be a thing. Yeah, because for every William Shatner, you're gonna get a Mitch McConnell. And it's just like
True.
that's not good. That's just
Yeah.
not a good thing. Bird Up for $5 says Tucker Carlson just put out another video with Ice Cube. Did you see their ride along video yesterday? Yes, I did, and I highly recommend it if you have not seen it. Did you see it, you guys? Anybody? No. John,
No,
did you see it?
I saw it on Twitter in passing. But
Well, I mean, I saw it on
No,
Twitter.
and I can't monetize this in any way. So
I saw it on Twitter, but I don't know if there's gonna be a longer episode or not. Like I was kind of confused about that. But it
so
was
is he
really
doing
good.
like the car thing with
Yeah,
similar to like
Oh,
like Jerry
comedians,
Seinfeld? Or,
comedians in
yeah.
cars getting coffee.
yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. But it's like
Politicians and
and rappers.
yeah.
Yeah, they went to Ice's old neighborhood. It was pretty cool. It was a really good episode. Made me
That's
gain
cool.
even more respect for Ice Cube because he's pretty badass. Bird Up for $5 says the 80s Twilight Zone had an awesome episode about a woman who finds an amulet that
I
allows her
seen
to
that.
freeze
I
time.
seen that. That episode I will say that one stuck with me. I remember watching that and the end of it was pretty damn good. Yeah.
Do you remember
that
the
was a good one.
name?
Oh,
then I can write it
don't.
down.
No, there's no freaking way.
Bird Up,
but
if you remember the name, let me know which one that is. And then I'll write
that
it
was
down.
the great out of the few episodes I've seen from the 80s Twilight Zone, like that was a really good one.
Ooh, I liked Outer Limits.
Mhm.
Like after Twilight Zone, like that was my thing. Outer Limits. And oh my God, like Outer Limits had that one episode where that dude goes back in time to kill Hitler. Man, that one stuck with me. I was like, ooh,
It's a great premise.
This
It's
is
like
such
the
a good
plot
episode.
of Indiana Jones.
Kind of, yeah. But man, that one was fucked up. 200 Watt Studios, thank you for the $2. The Twilight Zone with Robert Redford was fantastic. I don't think I
That was a
ever
good
saw
one.
that.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw that.
He's well, he's a messenger. I won't give any. It's an episode with him and an old woman. It's pretty good.
Okay, I love Robert Redford. My pen just stopped working. I hate
Yeah,
when
in
that
terms
happens.
of the Twilight Zone, I'd say, like at least half the episodes were good, and then you had you had some really great ones. But I mean, rarely was there ever like a bad episode.
Yeah.
Agreed. Old school sci-fi. Well,
did you guys? What did you guys think of the new season of Black Mirror? Did you guys? Anyone see that?
I did not see it. No,
I haven't watched
it's on
any
Netflix, right?
Black Mirror.
Yeah, you haven't seen Nina. I think you'd appreciate it. You haven't seen
Well,
any. At least watch
Kelly-
the old British ones. Those
Kelly,
were.
I watched the first episode of Black Mirror.
Oh.
And it was about the dude that was effing the pig.
That's the worst one to start with. You have to warm up to that.
I was like,
one.
I'm done.
Warm up to that one. The rest are not like that, I promise you. It's an anthology, so like there might be some universe connections, like it's a shared universe, but there's nothing else like that one. That's like the most hardcore episode of Black Mirror to start with. I promise you, you would appreciate it. Your mind would appreciate it.
Okay, I'll give it
try
another
other
chance.
ones.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't want no.
I know that one's
see this again.
That one's very sick.
I was like, this is terrible.
That is not the best one to start with. I don't know why they started with that one because
mind you, that one was funny for me at the time because that actually did happen with Tony Blair. That episode was based on Tony Blair.
Okay.
So they like did this whole thing about it.
He
and
just
I was like,
didn't. He didn't go through with the deed.
He didn't go through with the deed, but they made fun of it, and it was. And then I was like, this is so fucking terrible. Like,
I imagine, like, can't you get some sort of like? There's got to be some disease transmitted there if you do something like that.
I mean, I would imagine. So.
I don't know, something like that. Anyway,
see, I was alone because iDog here really appreciated the pig one. That was the first episode. I was like, okay, episode 1. Here we go.
Really setting the tone.
Yeah.
What next?
Black Mirror is great.
What animals are next?
No, you don't.
Now, the second episode was pretty good with the guy from Get Out. I thought that was a pretty good one.
Oh, that's one of my favorites. Yeah, I love that one.
Anna, have you ever watched Black Mirror?
I've watched some of them. The one with John Hamm.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like John Hamm. I'm just gonna go look up which one that is.
That was like a special holiday one.
So John Hamm is in a cabin with this guy. We don't know why they're there. The guy is like being weird, and John Hamm's trying to get to know the guy and asking him about his story. And in this universe, so you know how when you block someone on Twitter, like they can't see your stuff unless they make an alt account? Well, in this universe, you can block someone in real life. And when you see them, like you can't understand the words that they're saying. It makes them look like static.
Oh.
And so when you block someone in real life, like they can't see, they can see the blob of where you are, but they can't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. I don't think that they can see you back. And so he got blocked by his wife. She leaves him and blocks him. And you have to find out why. And so John Hamm is trying to figure out why.
Cool. Okay. And then Bird Up sent $2 to say the title of that. I'm going to write this down. A Little Peace and Quiet. Okay. I'm going to have to write that one down. But this one was the 82 one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. She says, shut up. Like the moment she says, shut up, everything freezes. It's pretty. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Wow. Okay. I have to see. There is good stuff to watch. I mean, there's lots of bad stuff to watch, but there's also a lot of good things to watch.
Hey, we got the Marvels coming up, folks. The Marvels.
I hate you. Oh my God. Did you see that
the Marvels.
One image? Did you see that one image going around of fucking Samuel Jackson giving it to that scroll? I was like, what the fuck? Like, fucking Gary tweeted this out. Hold on, let me pull it up. And I thought it was a dude at first, but people are clarifying that it's a girl scroll, and I was like, okay, I guess that's a little bit better. But so now I guess he's into scrawls now. Like I don't know. I don't know what they've done to this freaking character, man. Here is the picture I'm talking about. Anna, have you watched The Secret Invasion?
No. You have to watch all the other Disney Plus shows to get this one, and I was like, absolutely not.
God, I quit after. Which one did I quit after? I think Loki. I think that one was the last one I saw. No, I saw like 3 episodes of Hawkeye, and then I was done, and that was it. That was it for my Marvel MCU thing. Because I still saw I watched Guardians of the Galaxy, but other than that, nothing else.
It's like, did a scroll inhabit take on the form of Kevin Feige? Did like a scroll kill Kevin Feige and somebody infiltrating the MCU and just making the worst material they could possibly imagine?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty
I mean,
bad.
I saw the other clip going around because apparently Emilia Clarke is in it, and I was like, Emilia Clarke is in this? But apparently
You gonna pull that clip up? Did you see that one?
I did see it.
Gary posted something on
was that from
Stage
Gary?
with him in his own show.
What the Emilia Clarke does?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Probably, I mean, I don't know what the hell is. I don't even know who she is. Like, I don't know what the story is. I don't know what's going on. I just don't I love Emilia Clarke, but what's up with her and being in like extreme failure Disney stuff? Like, I don't like, because she was in Solo too. Here she is. Here we go.
Killed my mother, my father.
Why isn't she's I don't get it. Oh my god, this CG. Did you guys see that on that? Like, oh my god.
Yikes.
What is going on with this?
It doesn't look right.
So uncomfortable.
What the fuck?
This is why I don't watch this stuff, you guys. What is this?
That could be a thumbnail right there. Just clip that. Yeah.
I love how your mind works, because I was gonna make, like, originally when I was making the thumbnail for this show, I almost put the kissing scroll one, like, with Samuel Jackson, but it just didn't look good. I was like, I need a high def picture of this. Like, I can't put this weirdo one up. Oh my god, look, it gets worse.
Oh no.
I guess so bad. It's just,
Where'd her bicep go?
Yeah. Who knows? They ran out of money for the CGI.
Yeah, where did it go? Oh my god,
Yikes.
good point. Didn't she just do
what was the whole point of that? Just to throw did she even she didn't even do anything with it.
She was just flexing.
Just a flex.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just like, hey,
anything
you want to mess with this?
I can do better.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand.
Wow.
This looks so bad. Oh god, the MCU is completely gone. But speaking of Twilight Zone, so our world has turned into the Twilight Zone because we now have whistleblowers talking about aliens in the government, and basically saying that we've had dealings with the aliens. They've been here, they've been doing things. Here is one of them here talking about aliens.
Do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess.
Wait, so that means there's aliens, right? Like, I mean, that's what I got from this is that there's aliens.
I have a question. Who can say crashed craft 5 times fast?
Crash, 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 crash. No.
Anna?
Crash, craft, crash, crash. Yeah, I can't do it.
Crash craft, crash craft, crash craft, crash craft, crash craft, crash craft.
That's not very
Heck
fast.
yeah. I mean, that was pretty good. You
said
could
it.
speed it up a little bit.
Okay,
Speed
hold
it
on.
up a little more.
Okay. Crash craft, crash craft, crash craft, crash craft, crash craft, crash craft, Okay, that's
That's
Okay,
pretty
I'll
good.
give you that.
That's
I'll give you
why
that.
you're a good reader.
wow.
No stumbles.
I think it's you, Kelly. Somehow you're my muse, apparently. Okay, hold on. Let's see what else.
Human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Human.
Do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Of course you
Yeah.
can't, and that's the thing repeating. Of course you can't, because why else are you here though? I mean, what the hell's the point of you being there if you can't discuss it publicly? I'm confused about that clip. Just generally speaking, I'm confused about everything. I constantly hear that this is a distraction. John, what do you think this is a distraction for?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the hell's going on, Nina. I don't.
Do you
I
think
wish
this is
I
a
wish I
Twilight Zone
did.
episode?
I mean, it does seem like the funny thing is now that the government's telling us that there are aliens, I don't trust the government. So I'm
I
like,
know.
like, you know, or somebody that was in the government and this is a whistleblower. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know if this guy's getting paid off by Biden or whoever to just like, hey, just tell people that you found some, you know, and take up some influence away from me, Jack. You know,
Is it
like
it's
you never
so
know.
Interesting. It's so interesting that you said that, John, because you're not the first person that I've read tweet about this or talk about this. I'm never going to start saying zeeting, okay? It's going to be tweeting, okay?
Seating.
Look,
Would that
I've
be with
seen-
an X? Is that a
yeah, it's like seating, like X
Okay.
eating, or whatever. I don't know. But I've seen a lot of people say now that the government has confirmed that there's aliens, I don't believe there is aliens. Like there's so many people who don't trust the government that are now like, oh, because the government is confirming it, I no longer believe that they exist, which I think is funny because I think that means they exist even more now. I think that's part of the plan because you know you want people to actually like. What is that? What is that quote about the devil? The greatest thing the devil did was to convince people that he doesn't exist, right? So
Yeah.
that's it. I think they do exist. I think they are like the Skrulls. I mean, look at TikTok. They've taken over, man. They're like every 5 minutes they're changing genders. You know, I don't have a boob now. I don't have a dick now. All that stuff.
somebody clip that?
They're
Where Nina says that.
I hate you. Don't give them freaking ideas.
What were they saying? What was
No,
the whole
I'm not
thing?
saying
Like,
it again.
no, not that, but you know, they're the whole thing where they're eating the fruit or whatever, the donations, where it's like,
What?
No,
Oh,
you've seen that trend.
or when they're being NPCs.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
like when they're like, oh
Yeah.
my god, yum, yum, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all dead. Like it's
We're
over.
screwed.
Yeah, like this is the end of civilization.
Did you see the Babylon
writing's on
Bee
the wall.
one? Did you see the Babylon
no,
Bee thing?
I didn't.
Okay, we can watch that because that's funny. Hold on. Let me pull that up because that was really funny. I actually didn't even know that Babylon Bee made skits, and everyone's like, yeah, they've been making skits for years. And I was like, this is the first one I've seen. Okay, here it is. This is funny. Let me go into the screen. Okay, here we go. Alien confused as Earth leaders try to explain all human genders. Okay, here we go.
General Floyd, thank you for agreeing to meet with us today.
Yes, you are most welcome. Giving you a chance to beg and plead for mercy before we destroy your planet is my favorite part of the job. No, please! They'll destroy us. We don't deserve this. Look, faces.
It's a hoot. Perhaps we should start out by introducing ourselves. I'm Chief of Space Operations, General Foreman, he, him.
Undersecretary of State Angus Miller, he, him.
Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer Amanda Williams, she, her.
And what exactly is a Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer?
It's my job to be a Black woman.
Well, good job then. And what is this?
That's
this
funny.
him, she, her, of which you are all speaking?
Those are our gender pronouns, so you know which gender we identify as.
I appreciate that, but I am pretty good at telling the difference between the two genders. A man, man, woman. Nailed it.
That was a lot of guess. There are way more than just two genders.
Fascinating. We've been probing humans for years, and we have only discovered the two. How many genders are there?
672.
It's hard to know, really. It's changing all the time.
So, your species is evolving that rapidly. Remarkable. Perhaps while you are sitting here, you will grow additional limbs or develop the ability to water.
No, that's not what we meant.
It's too bad. I breathe underwater. It's a lot of fun. If you threw 20 pennies into a pool, I could dive down and pick them all up without once resurfacing. What, no applause? So, what are these genders and how do they function?
Function? I don't understand.
Why, yes. On my planet, the female gender is the giver of life, raising and nurturing our young, preserving our civilization for eons to come, while the males mostly just mow our space lawns and make multiple trips to Space Home Depot.
What you're talking about is sex. Gender is something different.
Exactly. People can identify with genders different than their natal sex or with none at all.
But why?
It's just the way we feel.
No! It was the way we're born.
Well, of course, a lot of times they don't realize how they were born until someone tells them. Someone like a teacher or social media influencer.
And what exactly are these various genders? You have me very curious.
Well, there's non-binary, which is someone who identifies as both genders.
Doesn't
Oh my God. Okay. Like from here on, the entire explanation that they give was my reaction to hearing all these things. Because I didn't actually like know about any of this until I started figuring it out because I have to do the show. And I was literally like, what? Like I didn't actually believe that it was a thing. But these are all things that they're talking about.
Identifies both genders imply that there are only two genders.
Was it? No, it's shut up.
Actually, it's genderqueer. That is the term that refers to people who identify as both genders. You know, like my nephew.
I thought that was gender fluid, like my niece.
No, that shifts around.
No, bi gender shifts around.
The same
like my
person.
It can.
Yeah.
Oh, unless you're Native American, in which case it's two-spirit. Like my cousin who got into Harvard because they's 1/16 Native American.
Oh, I understand. On this planet, there are people who are men and people who are women and people who are mentally ill.
I can understand that it's confusing. It can be difficult to keep track of all the different genders. There's so many of them. There's gender vague, there's gray gender, demigender, oddygender, omnigender, polygender, and about 10 different kinds of
These
trans.
are all
and those are
things.
just the ones that my nephew has identified as in the last month.
When I was
There's also bigender, which is two genders, those genders being male and female, or a combination of all genders, including agender, which is no gender at all. So
Space
it can
interjection.
actually simultaneously be no gender at all plus a gender. It's pretty cool, huh?
The planet has no sign of intelligent life. Official recommendation: destroy.
No, please don't destroy us. We don't deserve this.
Oh, there's that look. Well, sorry.
That's it. I think I'm not gonna lie. I think we deserve that. Just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. I think we need to come out of this. We need to wake up from this spell. I don't know how.
Actually pretty funny. Okay, so I went off camera because my dog was up to mischief and I went to go investigate. Remember how you asked me what I bought from Comic-Con?
Yes.
Well,
Did he eat it?
Oh no.
Say it isn't so.
Oh, she took a bite out
well,
of
at
it.
least she
Oh.
didn't get all of it.
Oh, she didn't get all of it. That's
Oh.
true.
but this was an expensive print.
Oh,
Ouch.
darn.
Oh no.
You could, if you frame it, you could just get a paper the
know,
same
I'm gonna have
size
to
and
do
put it
something
behind it.
to fix it. But not only that, I got like plushies, and those are kind of destroyed.
Oh.
Oh
So whenever I
no.
feel like my dog ate my homework, I'm like, if they had an Australian Shepherd, it's probably true.
It's not Tulip, it's the other one, the little
Oh no,
one.
Tulip doesn't. Tulip is above that kind of thing on our stuff. She's like, oh, you human. How
Oh my
your
god.
stuff is invading my space, but I'll allow it because you give me T words. Whereas
Oh.
Dixie's like, ooh, there's something of yours. Let me chew it.
Yeah, because Dixie's at that age, right? Like just wants to chew everything. Or
That's
like has
just
she
part of the
teed?
breed.
Oh, that's
'cause I thought
new. That's new and precious to you. I'll do that.
Yes, exactly. You just bought this. It must be for me to chew.
Thank
does
you.
she chew your socks? I heard they like to eat
No,
socks.
she chews my shoe. She
Oh,
chews.
I had Australian Shepherd it ate my socks once. I was pet sitting for it and it ate my socks.
Oh my gosh.
It was so uncomfortable. I mean, not while they were on me, but still. I went to put
I
them on
heard
and they
that.
were soaking wet. One of them was gone and one of them was wet. It's gross.
Oh my
Were
god,
they
that's
able to
gross.
digest that, or
I don't know. I didn't see it. I
gave
didn't
them
see
back
it when
to the owner?
I didn't see it ever again.
Oh my god. Okay, let me get through some of these super chats, and then we're going to talk about the Barbie movie because I really want to hear what John and Kelly and Anna all thought of it. 201 Studios for $2 says Emilia Clarke now the most powerful MCU character. Really? Is that really a thing? 201 Studios, or are you just saying that? Like, are you just saying that? Russell Hall for 2 says we know which hand Emilia Clarke schlicks with. Ew, Russell. That is
Wow.
so gross.
Damn.
201 Studios for $2 says alien and UFO hearings are to distract us. Lame. Okay, distract us from what? 200-watt Studios. Tell me. I would like to know. Minor Zircon, thank you for the $2. I'm late. Did Anna serve the show yet? Serve the show yet? What does that mean? What are you gonna serve us?
I don't know.
I don't know, but she's here. And for another 2, why not call it eating? Think about it. What is he talking about?
I have no
I have
idea.
no idea. I don't know what you mean. Thank you for the $2. Daihako, thank you Deha. Thank you. For the $4.99. If aliens do exist, they probably see Earth as a trailer park of the universe of our clown world. 100%. I agree with you. Thank you. Grem Pelican, thank you for the $4.99. Based alien. Yes, that was very funny. I really like that. Okay. Anna, you hated Barbie.
I absolutely despised everything about it. Yes.
Everything, like not even like you didn't even like a little bit of it, like not even like the casting or the colors or like anything. Did you enjoy any of it?
Well, I mean, it's hard to look past like the glaring issues.
Okay.
I went in expecting to love it and expecting it to be a Barbie movie, and it wasn't.
It was definitely not a Barbie movie. What about you, Kelly? What did you enjoy? What did you not enjoy about the Barbie movie?
All right. Visually, aesthetically, I thought it was pretty cool. I guess the production was pretty cool. The sets, set design, costumes, color overall. Not personally my vibe, not into that kind of stuff, but I guess if someone wants to see Barbie come to life, that's kind of cool. I thought that Ryan Gosling was funny.
Did you play with Barbies?
I did not play with Barbies. I played with dinosaurs and Jurassic Park action figures and Star Wars action figures and X-Files action figures and anything. Actually, X-Files action figures were cool because you could actually dissect aliens in them. Speaking of aliens,
Damn.
so that was fun. But no, I never really played with Barbies, but I was kind of surprised how like self-hating Barbie was of its own IP as a film. I thought that was very interesting. But also, I don't know. I liked some of the acting. I guess Ryan Gosling was very funny. Michael Cera was pretty funny. There were some moments where I laughed despite myself. I thought Weird Barbie was a funny little shtick that they put in there because I definitely, if I ever did have a Barbie, I would probably have a Weird Barbie.
that was funny.
I hated that. I hated that. Oh, so I took a few notes. I'm gonna say what I.
Ooh, I like how she took notes. That's so
I wrote,
cute.
it's a pastel nightmare of regressive feminist messages as hollow as Mattel's Barbie.
Wow.
And then I wrote a flat-footed attempt to offer an entire gender orthopedic arch support, which simultaneously attempts to flatten male dynamism and crush the male ego, because they essentially made all of the men complete idiots in the film, bumbling, fumbling idiots. And I really didn't like that. I'm all for female empowerment. Obviously, as a female, I appreciate being empowered in my own life. I also prefer to empower myself rather than force other people to do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just also love, I have men in my life that I love. I appreciate men for what they can bring to the table. I appreciate women for what they can bring to the table. I love men and women, and I hate to see them pitted against each other so harshly in this internet age that we're living in. And I think Barbie's really kind of scary to think that there are going to be parents, as a teacher especially, parents bringing their children to this film, and this could be, you know, baby's first feminism movie. And it's such a hollow attempt at explaining some of the more complex issues going on. So I resented that. As someone that deals with children on a regular basis, having them hear the word patriarchy over and over again with no real understanding of what it means is really unfortunate. Not saying I'm hearing that in my classroom yet from the movie, but just saying that these kinds of things that are being put out, it saddens
How old
me.
kids do you teach, if you don't mind my asking?
So I work primarily with 4-year-olds, which is my favorite age, but I work with all different ages because I run different programs. I do art programs with children. So, but my favorite age is 4 because it's when they're already blossoming as a person, but they haven't been kind of like compressed into who they're expected to be by the larger world and school.
But like the movie is PG-13 though, so it's not technically for kids.
It's not, but I see parents bringing their kids these kinds of movies all the time, and I think the movies are kind of like the messages are generic enough where their hope. I think part of the hope is to get kids to start latching on to these messages earlier than later. I don't know.
But that is kind of on the parents though, isn't it? I mean, shouldn't there be an accountability thing to not take your 4-year-old to something like that?
The unfortunate thing is that general audiences aren't thinking with that kind of like, I think the goal is, what I saw when I saw this film was that this is made for general audiences, maybe fans of Barbie, maybe like beginner feminists, right? That like don't actually understand the like complex layers of, you know, the societal and cultural underpinnings of the messages. It's just a very like flat level of one-dimensional level of it. So yeah, sorry to go off on a total tangent, but it evoked something in me. I enjoyed elements of it, but like I said, like I was avoiding seeing this film because I didn't think I would like it. I don't like watching things I don't like, but I wasn't expecting to be so kind of disappointed in what they could have done. I think they could have been grittier. They could have leaned into the existential elements of it, and they could have made males more dynamic. I don't appreciate, like, I'm not a feminist. But I'm also not like a conservative, or I don't like to identify with any ideology. I don't fit in a box. I don't like to identify with any ideology, but I felt confronted feeling that a whole gender was being dismissed and that men were being made to look so goofy and so just kind of like infantile. I didn't appreciate seeing that. So,
okay.
Yeah.
What about you, John? How did you enjoy that movie?
Well, I mean, it's always nice when you don't have a dog in the race, or you're like, this isn't my, I couldn't care. It doesn't matter, you know, it's Barbie. So, but I know some people have said it's the equivalent of like The Last Jedi for, you know, people that love Barbie. And so I totally get that. I totally get that like sentiment where it's like, they were not necessarily reverential, like very reverent towards the character and its depiction, but I also thought that in some ways, at least from what I understand about Barbie, like the beginning of it was they established like Barbie could be anything. And I do see a lot of people like losing their minds over this in terms of like a lot of the like a Ben Shapiro and like that to me it's a little weird,
like
where
burning the
people,
doll down and stuff.
well, people that have no attachment to this IP, like in terms of like, yeah, if they destroy Star Wars, and you're a Star Wars fan, I get it. Like in terms of like she's a Barbie fan. Like I get it why she's pissed off. But for people that have no attachment to this IP, I get it. It's kind of like it's connected to the culture war, but at the same time, I'm like, what were you expecting? Like Barbie is, to some extent, it's a feminist character. So, I will say this. I think they are absolute geniuses in terms of what they set out to do, because I think this is exactly what they wanted. They wanted a conversation. Like the movie actually has created so much discussion. It kind of reminds me of Joker, and I think it's even beyond that, to the point where you have people talking about the film, what it means, the interpretations. Like, there's a lot that you can kind of take away from it. And as far as like the guys going, Kelly, I totally get what you're saying. And I think had I seen this just on you're just seeing it like as a surface level thing. But if you imagine this through the eyes of like a little girl who's playing with her Barbies, it's kind of like the equivalent of like the Little Rascals. And the Little Rascals was the He-Man Woman Haters Club.
Yeah.
Where it's like, so it's like, if that movie comes out, would feminists get mad and say like, oh my gosh, these little fuckers are teaching our little girls to hate? Like, no, that's just boys and girls.
Yeah, I could see, I hadn't thought of it from that lens before. I appreciate that insight.
And that's, so I listened. Well, the thing is, I heard EVS talking about this. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of an interesting take. I wouldn't necessarily side as far as EVS and saying like that the film is actually like incredibly based. I think it's intentionally like what you want to see, you will see. Like it's intentionally, there are not contradictory points, but there are points where it's like what you want to see, you could see it if you really want to. And it's an extremely like, it's complex in that sense where, it's kind of like life in terms of the idea of like, there's no subjectively speaking, for each individual, there's a lot of different things you could take away from the film. And so that's kind of what as far as the pacing and the movie itself goes, like it moves extremely fast. There's not a lot of logic that works, but if you think about it, this is about toys, and this is about, in the same way, like little girls would play with their Barbie characters and none of that shit would make sense, or even guys would play with their toys and they'd just fucking do whatever they want. Like even in the real world is not the real world. Like when you have Will Ferrell chasing Barbie and, obviously if you have like 12 guys chasing this one woman, they're like freaking jumping. It's almost like a dream sequence where it's like, you could see a little girl playing with her Barbie and of course she gets away. So it's not to necessarily be taken seriously. I think again, the people behind the film in this sense are geniuses in terms of what they did, was they created this huge discussion. And I think it's a little bit more balanced than people want to give it credit for, but it's an interesting movie. I'll just say that, just in terms of the conversation. That it's pretty, like nobody's talking about Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. Like think about that. You have Christopher Nolan, he makes a movie, Barbie is dominating. Nobody talking about what Christopher Nolan is doing. That's insane.
I know that is insane. And I think I had a more nuanced take about it too. Like I was just disappointed in it because it's funny that you said, Kelly, that they could have leaned into the existential part a little bit more. I completely disagree with that because that's the part I hated the most about it. Is I was like, I don't like existential Barbie. Like, I just wanted I wanted Barbie to love Ken, and I wanted them to like go on an adventure together, and like, or like, I know, but that's the girls' movie. That's what Barbie's supposed to be about. Like, I wanted them to like, I wanted something way more boring than what we got. And I think that I don't like the conversation either, Kelly. Like, I agree with that. Like, I don't like the conversation that it started,
Well, the thing is, Ken, though, like, to be true to the IP, Ken is an accessory in Barbie's world. And it actually, I will say this, it makes men, or at least they should be thinking about, like, oh, okay, so this is how it could feel for a woman who's, in male franchises who, you have the token woman character and she is the victim and she's just purely there to be saved and she's an accessory,
Right.
So
There's
it's
something
like
happening to Anna.
Oh no.
Anna's good.
My mind.
All right, Anna, go ahead.
Tell us what you're thinking.
So when I was little, like, you couldn't find me without Barbies. Like, I loved my Barbies. I wouldn't go anywhere without my Barbies. I mean, I have a picture of me meeting a monkey and I'm wearing Barbies and my mom wouldn't let me show the monkey my Barbie doll. But Barbie, or like, people don't get this. Like, so
Do you want
Barbie
me to share this now?
Huh?
Do you want me to share the video now, or do you want to?
No, wait for me to get to it. So Barbie has like a storyline that they've like continuously followed. So Barbie loves Ken. Barbie and Ken do everything together. They've made Barbies where Ken is the pilot and she's the flight attendant, where he's the doctor and she's the nurse. He's the president and she's the first lady. All of these Barbies have existed. So Ken has never been subservient to Barbie. Ken has had jobs. So, well, first off, the woman that made this movie she wasn't allowed to play with Barbies. Her mom wouldn't buy her Barbies. So she doesn't know anything about Barbies. And she says this in an interview. She got her Barbies from like her friends. So the weird Barbie that's in the movie, that's what she got. She's like, I had the weird Barbie. We all know what the weird Barbie is when we gave Barbie the bad haircut. We all know that exists, but that's not Barbie. And I was on a live stream earlier. And so little boys, girls obviously liked him too, but Barbie is the Superman for little girls. So Barbie isn't a narcissistic sociopath like she is in this movie. Like, Barbie wouldn't emotionally manipulate someone. Barbie actually loves Ken, aside from what they show in the movie. Barbie has had an ongoing TV show for years where she loves Ken. She doesn't treat him like a second-class citizen. He's an actual person. Neither do any of the other Barbies. There's been plenty of Barbie movies where it revolves around her and Ken. I don't know where Ethan gets this idea about little girls don't see boys as anything but like useless, like that they don't want to have anything to do. The reason why Disney was so successful was because of a movie called Cinderella, right? Cinderella first off, she wants a night out, but she falls in love with the handsome prince. All of the most successful Disney movies that are princess movies, it's about a girl falling in love with the prince. Ken is Barbie's prince. Little girls, yes, they don't know what sex is yet, but they love the idea of being beautiful and being in love. That's what little girls want. That's why little girls That's why little girls play with baby dolls. That's why they play with Barbies. That's why they like to play house. Little girls like those things. They like things to be pretty. They like the idea of love, even if they don't understand it. And they do like babies, and it's that maternal instinct very early on. And that's something about Barbie. So here is a clip of Christopher Reeve talking about Superman. Now, think about everything that he's saying, but think about it in the sense of he's not talking about Superman. He's talking about Barbie.
Okay.
More than just a cartoon character. Philosophically, what does Superman represent to people?
A friend, and that's what people really need most. They don't need a strong arm, one man vigilante force. They need a friend. We're living in an age when people are basically afraid of contact with each other. They're afraid. People live in cities. They don't even know their neighbors. They're afraid to go out in the street. Something might happen to them. Basically, technology is against you. Life is overwhelming. Even the bank doesn't know who you are. And it's like
things haven't changed.
We run around
Hang
scared
on,
a lot.
hang on. Pause it for a second. Yeah, dude, this is hidden me on another note, okay? Because this is 1987, and it's like the more things change, the more they stay the same. This
like
is
25 years ago.
It's like as if he's describing 2023. It's
but see, this is what Barbie was to little girls. Like you can never be Barbie, but Barbie is supposed to be that perfect entity that is always there for you. She's like Barbie. What Margot Robbie's Barbie does in the Barbie movie is inexcusable on every level. When she's like, I don't love Ken, I'm totally fine with emotionally manipulating him, breaking his heart, using him and degrading him as, well, they're not humans, but as.
But he apologized to her, or she apologized to him in the end. She said, I'm sorry, I took you for granted.
She didn't mean it. Margot Robbie's Barbie doesn't care about anyone but herself. She doesn't care about helping the human solve their issue. She just wants her feet to go back to normal at the end. She doesn't care about sticking with her fellow Barbies and going on this journey with them on their new evolution and teaching what she learned to everyone else. No, she thinks about herself. She's completely selfish and says, F you, I'm going to go in the real world and get a vagina and go to a gynecologist. She doesn't care about anyone but herself. She doesn't even help America Ferrera with her problem. She doesn't even finish her, like the arc that people claim that she has. Where was it? It's, she just goes and does whatever she wants because she's a complete sociopath and doesn't give two shits about anyone but herself, which is not Barbie. Barbie would never do that. Everything that she does is in motivation of herself and her own goals. And at the end of the day, she doesn't even have a character arc. She's just, I want to do this right now. I want to do this right now. Let's do this because it's going to get me A, B, C, and D. What the thoughts of death? Does she ever come to terms with that? No. Becoming a human doesn't equal coming to terms with death. America Ferrera having a little epiphany, which wasn't even an epiphany. She knew all of that stuff before when she was drawing the pictures. She just vocalized it.
I think it's in that sense, it's kind of like what John was talking about, is that you can see whatever you want in this movie. Like, because there was parts of it that I saw that I was like, okay, like I think I can tell what they're like she's trying to say, in a sense, like the parts that you're talking about with regards to, like, for example, the death thing, right? Because at first we're told that she's seeing it through the eyes of at first we're told she's seeing it through the eyes of the little girl, but that's a kind of a red herring, right? Because it's actually the mother that's playing with her, so that that's why she's getting the existential crisis
through her eyes. Barbie is just being played with, and she needs to go fix it because she doesn't want to experience a thing that America Ferrera is inflicting on her. She just wants to fix it. She doesn't care about helping America Ferrera through her problem.
But first, Anna, because at first she's like that, because later on when she goes to the real world, right, and she has that connection and she realizes The Shining is like giving her that connection. Do you remember that scene where she's like having like she's seeing the things that she's going through, like she's sensing it? I like had a different interpretation of that scene, because I thought, like, she's seeing that, but she's also seeing other things that come with real life, like giving birth, like having a daughter, like having like all of those things. And then finally, experiencing death.
You see something doesn't mean you experience it.
But she was experiencing it through her eyes. That was the whole thing about them being connected, right? Because it's like a psychic connection. So like
when not you experience it, that she's seeing what this other person is going through and she needs to help her, which she doesn't really help her. America Ferrera kind of fixes her own issue by going with Barbie. Barbie doesn't do anything. She's just there, and America Ferrera goes with her. And because her and her daughter bond, which has Barbie doesn't physically or say anything or do anything to help them. They help each other. They solve their own problem. Barbie's just there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but at the same time, in a way, isn't that like what Barbie does is like to help little girls come to that thing themselves and like to like women in general. And I think
Help.
that's what
She
the
doesn't-
movie was trying to
Barbie would
portray.
never hurt someone.
No, of course not.
And she
Well, I
does.
mean, well, it depends. Actually, it depends on who's playing with her, right? Like, if you're an evil little girl, then maybe I don't
Well, if
know.
you're a
Maybe
sadistic
Barbie would
girl,
be.
then that's a little bit different, but that's when she's being controlled. Barbie, of her own free will, hurts Ken.
What do you mean? Like when? Like what do you mean of her own free
When
will?
she emotionally manipulates him, she's like, I don't love him. And they're like, we know, but he loves you. And if you go do this thing, he'll do it. Like you have the power over him, which she does, and then she does.
But that's true. But I think that was like a symbolic representation of feminism, actually, and how women do have control over men, especially through their sexuality.
And emotionally manipulate people and not give two shits of the outcome or the repercussions of what it has on another person. It's a terrible message.
It is. Not that it's a good message. But that's what I'm saying. I think it's just showing that. Like, it's not saying that it's good or bad. It's just showing that that's what some women do. Women do manipulate men.
But see, that's some women, that's not Barbie. And I tweeted this out. I don't know if you guys watched the movie Life Size with Tyra, but that's a much better Barbie movie. It's where Lindsay Lohan's mom died. And so it's a Disney movie. So it's Tyra's doll is the stand-in for Barbie. And so Lindsay Lohan gets this like magic book that's going to bring her mom back to life. And she has her mom's hairbrush and it has her mom's hair. So she does this spell. But the dad's like assistant got her the Barbie and she brushed her hair with it. So she brings Barbie to life instead of her mom. And Tyra's Barbie helps Lindsay Lohan come to terms with her mom's death and accept the fact that her and her dad need to move on with their life. And then at the end, she goes back to being a Barbie and Lindsay Lohan is heartbroken because she learned how to love again. That's a much better movie where you have a Barbie character that actually embraces all the, ideologies of Barbie and she helps her without degrading anyone in the movie.
And I haven't seen that. Interestingly, one of the reason, probably the reason I haven't seen that movie, Anna, is because I used to like not be able to stand like I cannot stand Tyra Banks. Like I was like I hated her. And the reason I hated her was because like back in the day when she was like the hottest shit, I was a hardcore liberal feminist and I hated her because I was like, she's destroying little girls because she's giving them like body image issues and she's making them like hate their own body.
Wow.
And, like skinny.
Dang.
Tyra's so curvy.
No, but like, when she was like the judge on
America's Next Top Model.
Yeah. And
she was
Like,
brutal.
she was brutal.
She was brutal.
Was she like the Simon Pegg of
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But even worse because she actually like made girls like want to off themselves. Like it was pretty fucking bad.
She was awful.
I don't know.
Sounds-
She was
sounds
an awful
entertaining.
person.
I think
it was entertaining.
I just appreciate harsh criticism because she's being honest. She's telling them what they need to hear to get better. She's pushing them.
But she was giving people body image issues, Anna. She's part of the problem.
You need to be born 5 inches higher. Good luck with that.
For her world as compared to the Lizzos and the tests,
I agree.
whatever.
That I agree. I'm starting to think she was onto something.
I definitely think she was onto
It's the harsh truth of being a supermodel. You do have to be they're called supermodels for a reason. They're not even models, they're supermodels. They're like the highest.
Down and pose.
Yeah, this is the funny part about having any sort of opinion, right? Like this comment here. Nina is still super left and liberal. This is like the funniest thing I've ever heard because it's almost as funny as being told that I'm a Republican righty, which I get told all the time. How about I don't fit in any of these boxes, man. I'm just trying to exist over here. I'm just YouTuber Barbie trying to exist in this crazy world. And I just want to give a huge, massive shout out to BPST over on Rumble with a massive super chat. Thank you for the $47 just to say thanks. Thank you to you, and thank you for watching on Rumble, because that's freaking awesome. I love what Rumble has got going on over there.
Oh,
And then
it wasn't Simon Pegg, by the way.
Simon Cowell.
No,
I knew
Simon
who you
Cowell.
meant. Simon Cowell.
Yeah, somebody said that in the
We
comments
knew who you
section.
meant.
We knew who you. Yeah, I know who you meant. I just heard Simon, and I was like, yes, Simon.
Simon Pegg is he's pretty big critic of Star Wars, I believe.
Simon Pegg was in something recently that Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
I saw him in Mission Impossible recently. I was like, he was in something, and it was good. Did you see Mission Impossible, John?
I did not see the new one. No.
Did you?
You liked it? No. Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it, but I liked the last one better because it had Henry Cavill in it. I know Anna knows how.
With a mustache too. I love Henry Cavill with a mustache.
Yes, man, that was good. Anna, did you see the new one? Did you see MI7? Did you see the last one with Henry
I went to see
Cavill?
the Henry Cavill one.
She definitely saw that one.
Is that the only one you've ever seen?
Harry, thank you for the toonie. Says Barbie was the Gillette ad aimed at women and girls. That's funny. And Russell Hall for $5 says, so is Barbie trans now? If she stops using the dilator, will it go back to just the blank slate? Oh my God. What about her butthole?
Wow.
Does she have a butthole? Damn, Russell,
Man,
why don't you go buy a Barbie doll?
I feel like you got to pay a little more for that super chat.
I know, right? Like, I feel like, Russell, you need to go buy yourself a Barbie doll and like explore. Like, then you can maybe understand what a Barbie entails and what it doesn't. And then come back to me, and then we can have another conversation. My God. But Anna, back to this Barbie situation. I think what I find the most fascinating is that we all kind of see different things, like, and even EVS, right? Like EVS saw something differently with it too. Like a lot of people were saying that it had an anti-mother message. Like, I didn't see the anti-mother message because I wasn't like, I was the girl.
The baby dolls in the very beginning.
Yeah, but like, I was the girl that chucked my baby doll away when I got a Barbie. Like you, Anna, I was a big Barbie girl. Like, I was like, I love Barbie. I want everything Barbie. I probably didn't have as much as you did because, well, they were really expensive in Iran and hard to find. So we didn't have as many. But I had maybe like 3 or 4 Barbies. I had one that was the main Barbie. That was the one with the long hair. And she got to be with Ken. And the other Barbies had to not do
Fend
with
for themselves.
Ken. Yeah. Stay away from Ken, you bitches. But sometimes she would get sick. Like, I had this whole play routine where that was, I guess, my existential crisis, where Barbie would get some type of disease. And I would I stole a needle from my mom's sewing thing, and I stuck it in her arm. And so Ken and the other Barbies had to that was her IV. So she had to she was in the hospital. And then the other Barbies and Ken had to go and discover the cure for her disease and come back and cure
That's a
her.
good plot line, Nina. How old were you when you I like this?
See,
5, 5 or 6.
So cool.
Well, this is a tricky thing. I think it's a little different from Barbie. Now, I understand. Look, I don't know shit about Barbie, okay? But I will say, I'm just going to preface that, of course, because I don't.
Liar.
My whole Barbie collection is no, but I was going to say, what I was saying was for instance, Nina's idea of Barbie is different from Anna's idea of Barbie, which is different from Kelly's idea of Barbie, which I know she never played with Barbie, but she's got her own idea of Barbie. I mean, that's kind of in some ways it's a little trickier to make a movie about people have such a strong emotional attachment to Barbie because they're projecting their own storylines and their own ideas upon that doll, versus where it's Luke Skywalker, that's pretty much established in those early films,
Yeah.
so it's we know who that is, but I mean, I totally get it though. There probably is some you know, and Anna would be able to school me on this, where there is like a storyline, there's existing movies and IP, you know, like different facets of the character, where it's like, yeah, this is part of the canon of Barbie. But that's where it's like, for instance, like Brady Bunch or some other satire of a film, like that's the type of thing where, do people really want a Brady Bunch movie that is another freaking Brady Bunch episode? Like, no, like it makes sense to make fun of all of the, you know, certain tropes and things that are part of the Brady Bunch that we would make fun of now. That makes for a much more entertaining movie versus like if it is like a paint by numbers sort of thing. So they kind of did satirize or make a satire of Barbie. That's how I take it, and I feel like that was kind of the whole tone.
I think that's what was intended, but I think that this is why I didn't understand the movie at first. I was like, I don't understand if it's trying to be satire or if it's completely like, oh, this is like terrible garbage. I couldn't understand.
I mean, that movie is not taking
not.
itself seriously in the least. I mean, that much I did get from the beginning. You know, like it's showing 2001. It's totally, you know, it's just like, yeah, we're just doing, you know, we're just having fun with this movie.
Now, 16-bit mascot's asking a great question, because is there canon? Now, I think if you ask somebody like Anna. She's already shaking her head yes. But if you ask me, I've never watched anything Barbie ever other than playing with Barbie. I've never like watched a Barbie property. I've never watched a cartoon. I've never watched like any of the stuff. So this was the first Barbie thing for me. So Anna, what is the canon of Barbie, and what is that story? Like tell us a little lowdown.
Then okay, so you remember in the Barbie movie how they showed all the discontinued Barbies? For whatever reason, they didn't show Barbie's two sisters,
Potty training Kelly. Training Kelly. I know.
She knows because her name is Kelly.
So they didn't show Kelly, who is extremely, out of all of Barbie's sisters. Barbie has three.
I was surprised about that.
She has Skipper, she has Kelly, and she has Krista. So they introduced Krista, I believe, in the 90s or the early 2000s. I'm not sure, but she's like a baby because they wanted Barbie to have like a baby sister. But Kelly is super freaking popular. They didn't.
I was surprised. I was surprised they didn't put Kelly in there.
There's no Kelly. There's no Krista, which they probably didn't want to deal with kid actors. But yes, there is a story with Barbie. They used to do like these shows with like Barbie where it was kind of filmed like what's the name of the show? The one with Mary-Kate and Ashley when they were like little babies. Full House.
Full House.
You know, like the 80s and the 90s, like where they would do stuff. So it would be like, here's Barbie's birthday at Disneyland or Disney World. And so they would do like these little announcements, and they'd make like little movies, and they look like not home movies, but like adventures. And at the end, there'd be like, oh, this is a milestone in Barbie's life. So Barbie is already married to Ken. Barbie got married to Ken a long time ago. That's part of their story. They literally do everything together. They're equals, and she doesn't treat him like shit.
This movie was definitely not your conventional Barbie, and that's why I was upset about it, Anna, because I was like, I wanted a conventional Barbie movie, and then like maybe like a fish out of water thing. I will now that you know we've had this discussion. I'm gonna watch Life Size, but this is why I rewatched what's it called? The Reese Witherspoon one, Legally Blonde. And I thought,
Barbie movie.
I thought Legally Blonde was a better Barbie movie because she was like the original kind of like Barbie in real life. Like if Barbie was going to be a real woman, I thought it would be Reese Witherspoon. She was perfect as in every way. And this is way before Margot Robbie was a thing. So, she was really, and it was a good movie. It was funny. Like it didn't take itself too seriously. But I also do think, though, that if Legally Blonde came out today, a lot of people would call it woke garbage.
Yeah, that's true.
I really do. So this is why I'm stuck between thinking, are we all kind of projecting our own political messaging into this movie, or is it just that it wasn't a good movie, it just was terrible? Or is it a garbage lefty movie that is completely feminist nonsense? Or does it have nuance and it was trying to actually make fun of the woke? This one, like, I don't get it. I don't get this movie,
So
and I can't believe we're
every
so
defense I've seen of this movie, it reminds me so much of people that defended The Last Jedi. They're like, you just didn't get it. You didn't get these other messaging. But everyone that's a fan of Star Wars is like, what the fuck are you talking about? They destroyed these characters.
Yeah.
What they did to Barbie, to the way I see it, is almost identical to what they did to Luke Skywalker. Like, that's why I hate this movie so much.
Yeah, if you're a Barbie loyalist and you know that the ins and outs of everything, like, this movie is offensive to you. Like, I don't see how it can't. I don't see how it can't be. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I acknowledge I wasn't as big of a fan of the Barbie lore stuff than Anna. I just
realized how much I knew about fucking Barbie.
You do. You gave me a lesson. I didn't know any of that. Was actually really interesting hearing you explain all that stuff.
I mean,
had no idea.
I remember thinking Kelly was funny. Like, at the time, like, I was like, oh, it's Kelly. Like, she's got a sister now. Like, I didn't know that much stuff about her. I was just
potty
like,
training
oh,
Kelly. She
potty
really
training,
tinkles.
yeah. She really tinkles.
No, they
that
have
was fun to hear. In grade school.
McDonald's, like, here's Wizard of Oz, but all of them are Kelly dolls. And then Ken has a little brother too, whose name I can't fucking remember. And he plays with Kelly. He's the same age as Kelly.
That's the little boy one, right? Okay. I got one of those in Iran, and I remember I was like, oh my God, they had a baby now. And it was like my Ken and Barbie's like son. Like, I made them have and I remember, because I remember like Barbie gave birth to that kid. And it was like a whole thing, like, that I made a game out of. Like, it was
you gave her the epidural with the needle, right?
Yeah. Well, no. That was when she had like cancer. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I was going. Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know what I was going through. Okay, I had this whole
existential.
thing.
See, you did want existential Barbie. You just didn't know it.
But
that was pretty funny when she's like, "Hey, you guys ever think of death?"
Yeah,
and everything just stops. I'm like, "Yeah." I mean,
See, but that's why I'm like, they're literally stealing the plot of Life Size, because Life Size was about Tyra helping Lindsay Lohan deal with the death of her mother.
That's interesting. See, I want to watch that movie now.
It's so much. And you know what you're going to laugh at, Nina, is so at the beginning of the movie, it's a commercial for this Barbie. And obviously it's Disney doing the movie, so they can't use any actual Barbie. So they
Wait, Life Size is by Disney?
Yeah, it's a Disney movie.
Oh shit.
No, it's
That's
great,
pretty cool.
but it's funny because they can't use actual Barbies, so they have like their Tyra doll that's Barbie.
So it's like their Malibu Stacy, like in The Simpsons.
Her Ken doll is a Prince Eric doll. It's so funny.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh my God, I had a Prince Eric, like, prince. And I was like, I was so in love with that prince that I didn't even want it to be any of the no, sorry, I didn't have Prince Eric. I had Prince Philip, the Aurora's prince.
Okay.
And I was in love with that doll. Like, I was like, I'm actually in love with this prince. He's my prince. Like, fuck you, Barbie. You can't have him.
Okay, so this is Barbie and her three sisters. There's Barbie, there's Sarah, there's Kelly, and there's Krista.
Oh, they're so cute.
They're so cute.
So Scandinavian looking.
So, I mean,
right?
this has been around forever. And they didn't have that. And I'm trying to think of what Ken's little brother's name is. He's got some dork.
He's the little dude.
Yeah.
Well, in my world, he was his son. Like, that was.
So he played it like that too.
He could be whatever you wanted him to be, right?
Exactly.
Oh, he's with Kelly. Okay, so it's Tommy. His name is Tommy.
The little kid, Tommy. There you go. Steph is saying that.
Yeah,
little Tommy. Yeah, that's so funny. In my world,
for
he
a
was
while, I feel like Tommy was even more popular than like Tommy and Kelly were super, super popular. I remember.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know about the little girl. Like, I didn't know about not Kelly, the other one,
Krista.
I didn't know about Krista.
They had this really cool, like when Barbie had the mermaid movie, it was her and Krista. But see, look at this. Kelly and Tom.
Oh,
it is
I've
a
seen
little,
that
a
before.
little dude. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, so then they went around and they like this was like the baby doll version of Barbie, and they had Kelly and Tommy doing everything. So they had like them as all the Disney characters. They had them on everything. They were best friends. See?
Oh, there it is. That's the one I had. The
Can you
little
show?
one.
Can you please pull up a thing of the potty training, Kelly? I want to see that. Put up. Is there a commercial for it?
Oh my
It's
God!
so
Pull up
funny.
the commercial.
Potty training Kelly. She really tinkles.
This
This was the bane of my existence when I think she came out in like when I was in the 4th grade. Everybody was calling me
Oh
potty
my
training
God!
Kelly.
You poor thing. Hold on.
I dealt with it. I was fine.
Potty training Kelly commercial. Let me see if I can pull this up.
We don't have to actually endure
Oh my
it.
God, there is a commercial.
Is it
and
really?
Yes, and we're playing it right now. It's amazing. Hang on. This is the
Oh
best
my
stream
gosh.
ever. I love 90s commercials, like side note.
Dude, they were a whole different level.
Potty training Kelly. After your bottle, Barbie shows you what to do. Wow. Over here, Kelly, your bathroom's a place to take off your diaper. Hey, you're doing great.
Oh my God.
Now with your hands, baby shifter, I'm so proud.
You really
Yeah, this would have made for great material for the movie.
Yes, they missed that opportunity.
This is a missed opportunity. And this is actually exactly what I'm talking about. That they took themselves too seriously. Like I wanted a funny movie. Like I wanted them to make fun of potty training Kelly. Like I wanted them to make fun of Barbie, the brand. I wanted them to
They
make
did.
fun.
Nino, what are you talking about?
No,
They
but I
did
wanted
make
them
fun
to
of-
make fun, not this kind of fun, not like the are we woke? Like let's the battle of the sexes. Oh, like
Well,
everybody
it's like
hates
Barbie
each
when
other.
she falls off she's gonna float down the and she falls
those were
down.
fun.
There's like the burnt
That
toast.
stuff was
and-
fun.
Yeah.
More of that. Like we needed more of that. It turned into like the battle of the sexes and having an existential crisis. And I was like, why? Like, why are you doing this?
It's all making sense now because Barbie actually beat The Dark Knight in terms of box office where it's at right now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the biggest the biggest weekend since The Dark Knight.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much of a good news that is, to be completely honest with you, because
Well, I don't think it's good news, but they're making a lot of money.
I mean, they're making so much money that we're gonna get a shit ton of weird movies now from Mattel, including Barbie, Polly Pocket, which has already been announced now with the casting, and Lena Dunham is gonna be directing it.
Man, they go
God.
crazy with this stuff.
Hot Wheels. I know J.J. Abrams is supposed to be directing this one. Magic 8 Ball is gonna get a movie. Like, why?
Uno, what the hell?
Like, Uno is getting a movie. I mean, Uno. Oh, okay. I guess I could see it if you make it about if you make a movie about a game night where a family breaks up over Uno. I've seen it happen, so that would be a funny movie. Anna, you're muted. I don't know if
I said, what if it's a horror movie and you have to play Uno with like a psychopath?
Ooh, see, that would be fun.
If you
that sounds fun.
psycho, like it's like the goal is if you win Uno, it's kind of like musical chairs. You win Uno, then you get to escape. But if you can't piss off the psychopath at the table because they're the one that's forcing you to stay there. So it's like all you have to do is put down the +5 card and you win. But the person sitting next to you that'll get those 5 cards is the psycho, and they might stab you in the neck.
Oh my God. First of all, it's +4, but I like where you're thinking about.
I'm sure there's a +5 card.
The funny part, Anna, is that Uno went woke, like the company. Like they actually went woke. I guess they're Mattel. I didn't even know. But so what happened was Uno changed their name to
Unex.
No, not their name. Sorry, they changed the rules of the game because too many families were breaking up and fighting. So they're like, we're gonna take away. Yeah. So like, you know how like in Uno the old way used to be that you stack the pluses, right? So whoever like if you have a +2, you stack the +2 and it goes around the circle, and whoever
You're saying
has
families
one,
were like literally breaking up. breaking up over
Yes, like
Uno?
people were breaking up over
So like
Uno.
divorces and
Something tells me they
Yeah,
were on a
break
bad
up.
trajectory anyway. If Uno's the,
Yeah, and like just basically there was a lot of fighting happening, friendships were being like, destroyed, things like that. So Uno was like, okay, we want to make this like we want to keep this a family game, so we're changing the
Are
rules.
psychopaths attracted to Uno? Is there something about the game, or is like
Maybe.
we're like toxic and just toxic people?
Yeah, true.
That word gets thrown around a lot, but you know what I'm saying in terms of
Yes.
like,
So the
just
draw
like,
twos no longer stack and the plus fours no longer stack. So it's like there's all this thing, and Uno put out like a tweet about it. They were like, we're changing the rules. It was like this whole fucking thing. And then they came out with another even woker game called DOS. Okay. This thing actually exists.
I never heard of
have
this
one.
shit before. I've never
I
heard
have
of this.
one. I have one here
Are you
because I'm in
fucking kidding me?
Mexico. No, and it's the fucking worst game ever. It's like Uno on steroids, but like the woke version. I can't even explain to you. It's like basically everybody wins. There's no winner. Like everyone gets a card. Like it's like a whole. I can't even explain to you how fucking shitty this game is.
Wow.
But there's more. So Rock'em Sock'em Robots is gonna get a movie. Christmas.
I've heard they're coming
Balloon.
out with a second Monopoly called Welfare State. And
Mm.
everybody wins at that one too.
That's funny.
Are you serious, or are you? I can't even.
No, that was a joke. That was a
Okay,
joke.
okay.
Sorry. You couldn't see my face.
I don't even know anymore. I don't even know.
I know they could all be real.
I mean, look
After
the way
DOS, I mean, Nina, are you fucking with me?
No, you know what? Take over. I'm gonna go get it. You take
What?
over for a second. You take over.
Oh my gosh, this
You're
is
the
the thing
captain
where
now.
I can't tell if it's I can't tell if you guys are joking around or not.
Well, I made up the
can't.
Monopoly thing.
That was a clever, that was pretty funny, Kelly. Yeah, I mean, it's funny how these companies, like, once they have like a huge hit, then all of a sudden they got, gosh, how many? It looks like there's at least 12, 13 different movies there, or 14 properties in development. Do you think that's a little bit
Overly
much?
ambitious?
Yeah.
I do. Well, I wonder some could be series, some could be maybe they're just putting out a little kids thing. Maybe they're not all necessarily. Are they like with big production companies? Is there a statement about?
I feel like they're all going to be probably low budget, like the Barbie movie was.
How much was the budget of the Barbie film?
I don't know. You could tell like it was limited sets, and like the area that they filmed were all places in LA that they didn't have to go too far to. So
it was 145 million. Wow, I'm shocked. 145 million. Gerwig, well, okay, so that's the first thing that popped up. Gerwig disclosed that the film's original budget was approximately 100 million. However, as time passed, it steadily escalated to 145 million. Wow.
Here it is.
I didn't necessarily see it.
DOS.
Oh my god.
It's real.
The world's #2 card. That's
from
funny.
the makers of Uno, and it's
Man.
like it's so woke. Look, like they're like,
oh,
it's like everyone's a winner, just like on Uno.
Wow.
Blah blah blah. But it's so fucking stupid. Like there's no winners in this game. Everyone's a winner. It's just one big.
It's
commie.
Uno for millennials, or
Yes,
it's equity.
Uno for millennials.
Equity
It is.
Uno.
It is. Why do I have that? Tom's asking me in the chat. I was curious. I was like, what is this game? Let me buy it. And then it was terrible. What is this?
Oh, so this is the commercial in the beginning of Life Size. So Tyra's the Barbie is called Eve, so this is the Eve doll. But look at her kin; it's Prince Eric.
Oh my god, it is.
that's definitely Tyra Banks.
What was this budget?
It's a Disney movie. I don't know.
Let's catch a wave.
This is,
The button on Eve's back and she talks to you.
Oh
there's Tyra, and then it's like she wears all these outfits, by the way, in the show, and so like there's Eve.
Yeah, it's just totally.
I love how this like was a thing. I didn't even know about this, but that it's so diverse and nobody cared.
That's how the 90s were. There was so much more diversity.
Well, China was popular. Like they just hired a woman that was a beautiful model to play their stand-in for Barbie. And I think it had to do with they wanted to be far enough from Barbie. Like, look at it's Barbie and Prince Harry.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Like they wanted it to be enough, difference from Barbie so they couldn't get sued.
Yeah.
Because that's why Ariel has red hair in The Little Mermaid, was because Splash came out, and in that Daryl Hannah's Barbie had blonde hair, because Ariel has blonde hair and blue eyes because she's a Danish fairy tale.
Yeah.
And so they're like, shit, we're in the middle of doing this Little Mermaid movie, and they just came out with a blonde mermaid with an orange tail, just like the one in the movie or in the Little Mermaid. So they changed her tail to green and they made her hair red. And so they were making this movie. They didn't want to get sued by Mattel over Barbie, so they made an Eve doll and made her, black, so they couldn't say anything.
Wow, that's amazing.
Barbie
Shout
doll.
out to Camela. What's up, Goomba? Thank you for the raid. Camelot just rated me, so thank you so much, Camelot. You're awesome sauce. Thank you so much. Hi, Camelot people. Hi, Goombars. Good to see you. Make sure you smash the like. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Okay, Anna, this is amazing. I do have to watch this movie. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm very interested now, and especially because, well, I'm less liberal than I used to be, so I don't hate Tyra Banks as much as I used to. But there's more. Thomas and Friends is getting a movie. I could see this making money. Thomas and Friends.
Thomas already has movies, so that's not weird.
Yeah, exactly. It's not weird, and I can see it making money is good because like kids love this. American Girl. I don't know what the hell that is. Viewmaster, I don't know what that is. That sounds like a pervert. Matchbox, I don't know what that is.
Oh, the
Wishbone?
cars? Matchbox cars?
Is that
racing
cars?
Cars?
Maybe. Wishbone, I have no idea what that is.
That's the talking dog.
Oh, is it?
What did Wishbone do? He would go through like
I loved Wishbone. I had all movies.
What was he? He was into like
What is he?
history or stories? I forget what.
So he would tell like famous legends. So there's a my favorite one was where he was Robin Hood. It's really weird because he's in love with Maid Marian, but he's a dog.
Yeah. I like the Don Quixote one. I think that was the one I like.
Yeah, so he just goes around and it's these famous like fairy tales or folklore shows or stories, but he's the main character, and then it's just the dog. And it's over.
He was cute. I liked that show. That was cute.
Thanks for the $1.99 super sticker. Jesus sends us thumbs up to remind everybody to smash the thumbs up. I didn't know about it. This doggy, I've never seen anything about this Wishbone.
Wishbone.
No,
really
do you have a? Let's see the commercial. Pull it up.
Yeah,
is it a 90s commercial?
It's like an intro. Pull up the intro. With
maybe if I see it, I'll remember it. I don't know. It's one of those things, There
was a little jingle or a little song for the intro. It was cute.
It depends on what movie. Okay, let me see.
Major Matt Mason's another one, and then of course Masters of the Universe is the last one, which I'm sure Tom's really excited about in the chat. Shout out Tom from Midnight's Edge.
Okay, here we go. I got Wishbone.
All right, let's see this.
What's the story, Wishbone?
Oh my God, I remember this.
On such a little boat. What's the story, Wishbone? Do you think it's kind of seems familiar, like a story from a book.
I forget.
That's so cute.
Her tail, sniffing out adventure with Wishbone on the What's the story, Wishbone?
I cannot believe I forgot this.
What's the story, Wishbone?
Oh, it's so cute.
Oh my god, I was obsessed with this show.
It's Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, Reading Rainbow.
I
Love
remember that. This is the craziest part, right? Like when as you get older, I guess you forget some things. Like because I forgot that I knew that, but I knew that. Like I used to watch that show.
Yeah,
that's so crazy.
It was
It's so cute.
So cute. Now they're gonna destroy it. Wishbone was the best Sherlock Holmes.
Wishbone was a cat the whole time.
Oh my god! It's like plot twist. My favorite Twilight episode was To Serve Man. Yes, that's the first episode. To Serve Man, I think, is the first episode of Twilight Zone.
No,
Is
no,
it?
it's not.
Maybe
I think it's third season.
Oh, is
Pretty
it?
sure.
Maybe it's
Oh,
third
Yeah.
season.
No, first season is Where Is Everyone?
Oh.
Or Everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I love To Serve Man. To Serve Man was one of my
Which-
favorite episodes.
Which one was that?
That's the one where the aliens, they have like a book on how they're going to serve
Oh,
The aliens.
It's a cookbook.
That
It's a
was
cookbook.
scary. Yep.
And The Simpsons did an episode on it.
Yeah. Speaking of Barbie and The Simpsons, Malibu Stacy's episode in Simpsons, I think, was better than the Barbie movie.
Probably.
When
Everything that was like a Barbie was better than the Barbie movie.
But, like-
since you've never seen Life Size, I want you to go and watch Life Size.
Okay.
Now that you've seen the Barbie movie and just see how much better it is.
Okay.
It
I
is a
will.
little dated, but it's a better Barbie movie.
I could see that. I could see it because honestly, like this wasn't fun. That's what I'm saying. Like the Barbie movie was like so upsetting in some ways. Like it's just like no matter which way you want to look at it, like it wasn't the funnest movie. Like it's like about existential crisis and feminism. Like how fun is that? Like can we just have a fucking fun movie like where like Barbie's going on an adventure? God damn it. Like it's like
Well, there was an adventure there. It wasn't not
No, but-
necessarily
But she's going on an existential crisis adventure, not a fun adventure. Like something's happening to Barbie Land. We must rescue it. Like what's happened to Barbie Land? Let's go figure it out. Like I don't know, like that kind of thing. It's like I'm thinking about death now. God damn it.
and
No.
and the patriarchy.
But speaking of like woke stuff and like because Anna was talking about like how feminism and this kind of ideology is kind of ruining everything. The next movie out of Disney, because this wasn't Disney, but the next one is going to be Snow White. And this clip was going around. This was kind of like from a few months ago, but it's gained more traction. But I thought it's like really interesting to kind of pinpoint why a lot of us have reservations going into movies, and why I had reservations going into Barbie because I knew who was making it, and I was kind of like, well, I mean, I'm holding out hope, but I don't like. I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Like I'll go in, but I do think that they're going to probably be woke.
She knows it's shit. Look at her on the left. She already knows. Look at her face.
Wow.
She's like,
I don't think she would. I think she likes the fact that it's shit. But here we go. This is what she has to say.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's
they're
dreaming
so
about
terrible.
becoming the
Like at
leader
least
she knows
with
she can
Barbie,
be,
they hit
and
it.
the leader that her
You know,
late
in the
father-
marketing, they hit it.
This is exactly like Maleficent. I hated that. And they said the same thing. She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not. She's saved by Maleficent. That's exactly what they're doing. That's why everyone's memeing about there's no way she's more beautiful than Gal Gadot. Same thing with what's her face, the Fanning chick. She wasn't
Elle
prettier
Fanning.
than Angelina Jolie, but she's supposed to be the fairest of them all, just like Snow White. So
I was so pissed off at Maleficent, Anna, because they made the king the bad guy. And I was like,
know.
the
Of course,
fuck
he's
is
a man.
this?
How
Like-
could he not be the bad guy?
No,
I
like,
was like, what?
great things about Maleficent. She's like, you didn't invite me to a party that I wouldn't have gone to anyway. I'm gonna kill your fucking baby, and I'm gonna like torture all of you and curse every single fucking just because she didn't get invited to a party. Like, that is a catty bitch. That is a great villain.
Exactly.
Okay, I gotta tell you something. Prince Philip, he is the fucking man. He is just randomly marching through the forest, feeding his horse, just hanging out. He meets some random homeless chick. He's like, wow, you're super hot. I'm gonna marry you. I don't care about any of the repercussions. I'm a prince and I'm gonna marry you because you're hot. He tells his dad's like, what the fuck? He goes to meet up with this chick. He gets kidnapped by her stalker, locked up in a dungeon. Her 3 crazy friends are like, oh, hey, we're gonna rescue you, but you don't get to go free. You gotta go slay this fucking dragon while your bitch sleeps.
Yep.
He's just like, all right, cool.
All right.
He does it. He slays the fucking dragon. He goes and wakes this bitch up. He's got, they don't show you him getting through all the thorn bushes because those already disappear after he's already in the castle. He's got to go past everyone sleeping. He's got to wake her up. And she's like, oh, what happened?
Yeah, she had the most like snarky bitch fucking
they had a
smile. Like when she woke up, because when he kissed her and she woke up, she just kind of like smiles. She has like really like evil smile. She's like, yes, like finally, like you fucking bitch. Like, where have you been?
I'm so tempted to take your guys' commentary and place it over the actual film. You know, like all these scenes where like Nina and Anna are like, and this bitch, and just like place it over this Disney film.
Well, no, because you like as a guy, like you're an actor, you're in this cheesy chick flick princess film, and it's like you get to play Prince fucking Philip. Like that's badass for a guy, like a young actor to play. Like I get to slay a dragon, and I saw this one theory about how that the reason why when Sleeping Beauty wakes up, it's because when he kills Maleficent in the dragon, her consciousness goes into Sleeping Beauty, and that's why she does. So Sleeping Beauty has the least amount of lines out of all of the Disney princesses, including Ariel, who loses her voice. So once she wakes up, she doesn't say a single word, and she just has that like smirk on her face.
She has that creepy smile.
Oh, that's scary. Wait,
it's actually Maleficent.
That's dark.
I
like
saw
it.
that, like, fan theory, and Disney does that where they put little Easter eggs and stuff like that in, and that was one of the movies that Walt Disney was still alive for. And one of the things in Disney animated movies is whenever there's the color green, that's when the villain is around, and when she wakes up, there's like a green hue in the background that like symbolizes that that's actually Maleficent and it's not Aurora.
Oh my god, that is so creepy. I love it, Anna. But let me finish this. There's a few more seconds of stuff. No, that's okay.
Told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. And so it's just a really incredible story for I think young people everywhere to see themselves in.
Snow White is running for president.
Except for men.
Launching my campaign.
Boys.
Yeah.
You said you were bringing a modern.
It's a film for everyone to see themselves in. It's like, bitch, you don't even know what the hell you're talking about. You have no point. You just have the talking points that somebody gave you.
She is so woke. I had to unfollow her on Twitter. I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Dude, she's got like she, her in her fucking name. It's like, chill out, lady. Like, you're weird. Like, she's such a weird girl.
Who is she?
I'm okay with different ethnicities playing different characters. Like, Nina, you're Persian and you're like the whitest person on this panel. Like, you're the most. Like, you are most qualified to play Snow White on this panel because you're the most pale. Because her name is Snow White because her skin is as white as fucking snow.
I know. I'm like whiter than Kelly. Look at this.
Kelly's getting that California sun.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like our sun is too strong here, so I don't go with it. Like I'm like, I don't like no, like stay away from me.
Well, so it's so Ricardo Montalban in Star Trek, he plays a Sikh, which he's not. He's Mexican, right? So you can have people of different ethnicities playing different characters. You can go to Mexico. Nina, you live in Mexico. There's a ton of pale ass fucking Mexicans.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah. So you can go and find like a Hispanic person that's super pale. Like my best friend Sav, she's Mexican, and she's like as white as fucking a sheet of paper, and her sister is like as dark as the damn sun. Well, I guess the sun's bright. She's dark, okay?
Yes, I am literally an Aryan. This is true.
Hitler would have loved you.
He did love us. That's why he said he's not going to attack Iran, because we're the true Aryans. He actually did say that. So that's why we kind of dodged a bullet there. But let me get a couple of these Rumble rants over on Rumble. Southie 331 for 5 says, I think that we are sick of Hollywood just using famous names and brands to tell whatever story they want. You can slap a Porsche sticker on a donkey, but it doesn't make it so. Very true. And also says for another 5, I think we are sick. Oh, wait, what? Okay, no, wait. I think we are sick of Hollywood just using famous names and brands to tell whatever story they want. Oh, no, this is the same thing. Where is the other one? Because he sent another sticker. Oh, you sent it again. Thank you for sending it twice. For the second time. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. There is a bunch of other stuff I wanted to talk about, but I feel like we should go over to Rumble for this next little bit because, well, there's one story that's kind of spicy. So we're going to end things here on YouTube, you guys, and we're going to go over on Rumble. So if you want to come talk to us, come and talk to us over there. I'm going to drop the link for the Rumble stream in the chat right now. It's also in the pinned comment as well as the description. So come and hang out with us over there. We're just going to really quickly go over one more, maybe 2 more articles, and then we're done. Okay, hang on a second. Anna, you have to go. Can you wait for this next story? Because I want you to see it.
Oh, God.
One hour later.
I want you to see this next story.
All right, let's do this fast then.
Yeah, we're going right now. Everybody come to Rumble. Let's go over there. See you there, you guys. Bye. Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Are you ready? Are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen,